And we are live. What is going on? Getting ready to do some live listing. Super excited. Got a bunch of stuff to list today. All right, so I got a bunch of things I'm going to list. I got some shoes. I got some electronics. A bunch of good stuff. Nobody here yet, but for anybody watching this back, thank you so much. I'm excited. It's going to be a good night. It's 9 o'clock here in Vegas, and we are going to get some things listed. So let's get started. You know, hopefully we get some people jumping in and joining. That would be awesome. Some preemptive thank yous in the chat to anyone coming in, but I'm excited. Let's go. So I'm going to start off with these really cool ASICS shoes. Look to be almost never worn. Should get some good money from these. Oh, no, not these ones. I'm going to start with a different pair because I already got them laced up. All right. So similar, also ASICS. These ones look never worn. They are pretty much brand new stock, which is awesome. But I can't list them new because inside they look like they've been worn here, but the bottoms have never touched the outside world. So that is all right. Hey, Red Dirt Picker. Thanks for coming by, man. Getting ready to do some listing some shoes. And I got a bunch of other stuff to list tonight. Probably listing for about an hour and a half. Appreciate you coming by, man. Yeah, so I got these ASICS right here. I was just saying they're pretty much brand new. I found them, but the inside, they look like they've been worn a little bit, but don't look like they've been worn outside. So I'll get these photographed up here and get them posted. How am I showing up? Am I clear? I think I fixed my internet issue that I was having before. Am I showing up fuzzy at all? I think I should be okay. But we shall see. Hopefully, if it is clear, it stays clear. Awesome. Perfect. Thanks, man. Thanks for the confirmation. All right. So these ones, I'm not always the biggest fan of listing picking up these type of ASICS because they're not their running shoes. They're the Gel Venture, which is their like outdoor trekking shoe. It does okay, but it doesn't always fetch the best price. But these ones were in really great shape. So I'm going to try to get these ones posted up here. And these ones are looking good. Luckily, I didn't need any kind of like shoehorns or anything for these because, yeah, ASICS, you know, I have really good luck finding and selling good ASICS. The average sale price for me is like almost $40 plus shipping. And I think what happens is that people get excited about starting running. They're like, I'm going to go, I'm getting ready. They do it once and they go, this is not for me. And then they donate them. So it's usually a pretty good. Most ASIC that's either there's no spectrum for ASICs. It's either they're worn to the bone because somebody like was dedicated and ran with them, or they are almost brand new because somebody had motivation and then they gave up. But that works for me. And we are almost done here. Just going to take a picture of the size, and then these ones are, oh, actually got to do the size and the soles, and then these ones will be ready to list. And let's see, got the soles going here. Thanks everybody for jumping in. Appreciate everybody being here. If you are coming over from my boys Joey and Drew, thank you so much. If not, welcome either way. All right, so these ones are nice. Neon GT 2000s for 30. That's awesome. Yeah, shoes have been really, really good for me. I did pick up I actually got one of Drew's boxes. I was able to snag box B, which looked really, really good. I was super excited about that one. It was funny. I actually, the day before, had ordered a shoe rack for my garage and my thrifting storage. And I was like, oh, you know what? This is going to come in really handy if I win one of those auctions. And I got one. So now I have a blank shoe rack that I am going to get them filled up with. Bins for 3. Nice. I actually, right behind me. So if you see that pile right over there, that is my first trip to the Goodwill bins pile. I have a video that I'll be posting tomorrow. First time ever at the bins. Yeah, see, for me, it wasn't even that big of a question, mainly because in my area, here in Vegas, my shoes and the thrift stores are priced a little higher. Our thrift stores are not as cheap as in some of the more rural areas. So my average buy cost on shoes is about $10 or $11 anyway. So when I was kind of thinking that he was going to post them for around like 10 to 15, somewhere in that range. And I figured if the shoes were good enough, that would be good enough for me to pull the trigger. And having them be $12.50, it's not much more than like what my usual buy cost on shoes are anyway. And I don't need to go out and thrift them. Most of them are pretty clean. So it was a pretty, I would say, no-brainer for me. But, luckily I have the capital that I can go ahead and put into there. So I figured I could either do that or I could do that and get that same thing there. Yeah, the bins, it wasn't too bad. We only have one Goodwill bins here. I've talked to a couple of other people that have been here before and have gone to some like Amazon bins. But the Goodwill bins is my first time. I went on a Saturday. It wasn't actually that crazy. I mean, there was a decent amount of people. They're limiting the amount of people because of COVID. So they're doing limited capacity, which is great. And they were rotating stock pretty good. When I was in there for about an hour and a half. And in that time, they'd rotated every bin at least one time. And then what they were going to do is they were kicking everybody out. They were going to do a half-hour reset and then let another group back in based on the line. So they actually had it pretty organized, and the stock refresh was there. I was talking to a couple other people that were there, and they are there. They go. It's open 7 days a week. So one of the guys I was talking to, he is there 7 days a week from 8 to 5. That is his only sourcing. And because there's such a constant turn of inventory, it actually works out pretty well. I've watched a lot of other people's bins videos, and I know a lot of the bins just like they put everything out. They'll throw some new bins out here and there, but pretty much what's out on the floor stays on the floor. This one was pretty good about rotating it. I don't know how, if I stayed there through a whole day or a whole day's rotation, or if I came back the next day, if I just see, scraps from the day before. But it was a good trip for me. It's definitely a roller coaster of a day though. Like I made a whole video about it, so that'll be out tomorrow. But the actual bins part of the day was pretty good. All right, let me get these posted up. Oh, I got actually just offer retracted. Somebody sent me an offer on some shoes and then retracted the offer. That was rude. Okay. No worries. The other thing, let's see, bins in East Denver, and it was like a Black Friday rush. Dang. Yeah, Denver's got to be crazy too. There's a lot similar like amount of population from Vegas to Denver. Denver, I think, actually has a little bit more too in like the surrounding areas. So I can imagine it would be pretty crazy there. Yeah, I really like listing Asics because they print the make of the shoe on the side, and then on the tongue they have like the model number, which is like T7G1N. It just makes it so easy to list. That's the only dilemma I have when I find like especially like Nikes and Adidas, is that even with some of like the UPCs and item numbers, they're just kind of hard to find, um hard to find the actual like matching pair to be able to get that on there. But Asics are always super easy. Asics Gel Venture. These are Gel Venture 6s. Yep, Gel Venture 6. Let's look at solds, and we'll do so similar. And is this the same pair? This looks like the same pair. This is the same pair. $39.15 free shipping. Was that pre-owned or was that new? Oh, that was new. So these ones are selling for $39 pre-owned or $39 new. There's a lot of new comps on these ones, but not a lot of pre-owned comps. That's usually there's a lot of pre-owned. It's usually the other way around. So there's a lot of pre-owned and not as many. Okay, so here we go. All right, these are perfect. These ones sold for $33.29 plus shipping. So these will be good. I will use this listing and sell one like this. Yeah, I have some friends in Denver. I've been actually really meaning to go for a visit. Everything going on with COVID this year really put a damper on like going out and seeing friends. I think they're in what is it? Englewood? Is it Englewood? Is that like one of the suburbs of Denver? I know it's not Englewood, that's California, but it's Englewood, right? I think that's the one. Yeah, 33 is not bad, especially for these ones because, like I said, these ones aren't their running shoes. They're the like outdoor, like going on. That's their gel venture. So it's like they're like I'm gonna go hiking outside shoes, not like the I'm gonna run shoes. So they don't always do as well. Oh, okay, you're in Oklahoma. Got it. Yeah, I have not been to a lot of like the center of the US. I've stayed on the coasts for a lot of my life. I'm originally from California, lived in Vegas, families from New York and all that stuff. But yeah, I haven't been to a lot of the meat of the US, like the Oklahomas, the Montanas, the Kansases, all those ones. But I know like thrifting and flea markets and like all those things are a little bit more like prevalent, I would say, in like the central to southern United States. In like the bigger cities here, it's a little bit more like retail. Like that's what I was saying before, is like the pricing that is at our thrift stores isn't always the best. Like our bins was good. It was $1.49 a pound, which I think is pretty standard for like the bins. But yeah. All right, so I got my pictures here. Nice. What part of California? I am originally from Orange County and moved to Vegas about 7 years ago. Definitely was the right time to leave California. California was not where it was to be. Just too expensive to live. Way too expensive to live. So this is the part that I always have to like double check is like going back in when I'm doing this all similar and like changing all the shoe sizes. I've done it before where I've like forgot to change like the Euro size because like I forgot to look down there. 44. 44 on the Euro side. Oh, and this one was listed as like a wide shoe, so I can take that off. Boom. Yeah, and I do all of my shoes by it now. I know some people that do auctions, but okay, yeah, Thousand Oaks area in SoCal, and then NorCal. Nice. All right, let's see. Oh, it didn't give me that like what other people posted it as. I'm gonna do $29.95 plus shipping. Yeah, I'm gonna do $29.95 plus shipping on these. I've been having really good luck selling plus shipping on my items. So it's been, especially shoes. Like I haven't had any trouble selling shoes. I've been doing like a flat $9.95 on the buyer flat shipping, and that's worked really well for me lately. All right. And then I've also been doing the promoting. I don't know if you do it. Do you promote your listings when you do it? I've been doing like the 1% promoted for everything just to get a little bit of traction on there. It's usually just a few pennies to add, but it's been I think I've noticed an uptick for it. I've been selling like more than I've been listing, which has been good, but it's been hard to like keep up with my listings, especially because I'm doing everything part-time. Yeah, I know some people do like really good with the free shipping model. But especially for shoes, like it's been good for me. If there are a pair of shoes that don't sell well or that are only listed by other people as free shipping, I'll do that as well. But like actually I do have a pair that I'll probably do free shipping. Wait. I have these ones that I picked up. They're like ballet toe shoes. I got them brand new at Goodwill for like $2.99. I'll probably do free shipping on these because these will fit in like a padded flat rate, or actually they're light enough to ship first class. So I'll probably just wrap them up good and put them in a poly mailer. And I'll probably do free shipping on these because they're literally paper thin and won't cost very much to ship. All right. We are one listing down. All right. Let's see what we got here. Boom. Oh, I'm up to 198. That is awesome. I'm almost at 200 subscribers, which is crazy. Super crazy. Oh, Joey and Drew are going long tonight. Figured they'd be done by now. I was trying to kind of plan to be on about the time that they were wrapping up. All right. Actually, you know the funny thing? I have literally in my ready to list pile, I have 3 other pairs of Asics. And they're all like way too similar. They're all like gray and black. Like, look at that. Look how easy that would be to mix that up. These are like the gel Excites, and these are the gel Ventures. Like, almost identical. I got to make sure that when I ship those out, I do not mix that up. Ooh. All right. So I need to pick up some like shoehorn, like the shoe trees that Drew is using, because I've gotten lucky with some of my shoes where they don't look like too flat, but then I would say, hey, Jay Wonders, thanks for swinging over. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, and then, you know, the third pair is lucky because they're yellow, so I'm not going to mix these up, but literally like just all Asics all the time. All Asics all the time. They sell so well. I find so many of them and they sell so well for me. Like, I found 3 or 4 pairs in one trip, and they just sell so well for me, and they sell at such a good, like, even when I pick them up for like $10. Yeah, exactly, Jay Wonders. I need to get some of those because I've gotten lucky. Like, this is how these look without them. I mean, I could stuff them and they would be a little bit better, but they've been okay. But I've had some that I've had to like tear off some newspaper and like and stuff them to make them photograph okay. And having the shoe trees would make that a lot easier. I have an IKEA here in town. I just need to go over and do it. All right, so we got the second pair of Asics ready to be listed. These ones, oh, here we go. I always forget, like, it's funny. I set my shoes up like the same way every time for the photo, and every time I do it, I have to like remind myself of like, how do I like, oh, is it this angle that I like, or is it this angle that I like? And then I set it up wrong, and then I look at it and go, nope, it's the other way. I do that every time. All right. So let's see. Got the square. No. My background showed them one. Yeah, I like to do, like, this is the main picture that I always like to have on like my eBay listings, just because it shows both shoes. It like features the angle. Yeah, Jay Wonders, they do really well. There's such a spectrum on shoes. Like, even like I was talking to Red Dirt about this. Like, even on the Asics, like, these shoes, like these ones I listed, and then these ones I'm listing now, they look identical. These ones will sell better, and the main reason is that if you look at the bottom, see, these are running shoes, and these are like trail shoes. And for this brand, for like Asics shoes, people want the running shoes because they're really known for like walking and running. These ones are still good. Like, I listed these for I picked these up for I think $6.99, and I'm listing them for $29.95 plus shipping. They'll do well, but these ones will probably be about $10 more. But either way, like, same with these ones. I picked up these ones for $6.99, and I'll probably list them realistically probably $34.95. I'll have to double check the comps, but that's probably about where they're going to be. When you get like the cool like multicolored ones, they can do a lot better. Yeah, and but like there's some that just don't do well at all. Like, there's some Nikes, like Nikes have a huge spectrum on their shoes. Like, they have thousands of dollars worth of shoes, and then they have like shoes that you can't give away. So like, that's a dilemma of going to the thrift store. Like, you'll see a pair and they might even be really good condition and good looking, like Nikes, And the thrift store, knowing that people like Nikes, will price them a little bit higher. They'll price them maybe at $15. And then when you look at like the resale value, they might be selling for $20 free shipping. But, you know, in your head, and this happened to me a lot when I was first starting, is I'd be like, well, those are Nikes. Like, they have to be worth something. And then when I actually go and research that model of shoe, it's their generic, you know, over the counter, as it were, Nike that just doesn't actually do that well. So there is a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to shoes, and just a little bit of like, just like everything else, just like needing to do the research and needing to like just check and see what the comps are going for and what the brands are. Like I said, for me, I at this point, if the price is right, I don't really even look up ASICs, just because I've sold so many pairs that as long as the condition is good, I know they will sell. And also, I focus a lot in men's shoes. I know that's another big like split in the community, is like, you know, as far as like men's shoes versus women's shoes. Men's shoes for me, I'm a man. I know them much better than I do women's shoes, and there's, I think, a much better margin for error on men's shoes than there are women's shoes. All right. Oh, this size tag is pretty bad. Let's see here. All right. These ones are photographed and ready to go. Yeah, you know, I have yet to find a pair of Hokas here at the stores I've been going to. I keep an eye out for them. I found a couple pairs of Brooks. Brooks do really well. Again, it's really based on condition. But I've been looking for Hokas because they sell really, really well, and I have not found a pair yet. I've been looking like crazy, and it's just not happened for me. All right, let's get these ones up. So these ones are Gel Excite 4s. What do you, Jay Wonders, what do you usually sell? What's your, what stuff? Oh, I always forget the camera's backwards. I'm trying to fix my hat. Jay Wonders, what's your, what do you usually sell? What's your, what do you focus on? Yeah, that's the one dilemma, is that like, especially like the sole of the shoe, no matter how nice the upper of the shoe is, if the sole is worn, nobody wants it, because that's like the biggest thing. Oh, these are looking like a bummer. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Oh, no, these ones are okay. Oh no, those are the wrong year, but they're selling okay. Yeah, these ones. Oh, these are selling new. Let's see. New. New. Pre-owned. Okay. Yeah, I've been doing the same thing about trying to like branch out a little bit. I've been focusing. See, for me, I've gotten in such a like routine when I go thrifting. Like, I'll start at the shoe, like depending on the store, like I'll either start at the shoes and then work over to pots and pans, then work over to electronics, and then maybe check for like vintage t-shirts, which I've never found, just because, again, the market's so saturated here where I'm at in Vegas that we have like so many thrift stores and so many people in them at all times. It's really, really hard to find anything that's like unique like that as far as vintage goes. But like shoes, pots and pans, electronics, and then loop back to a little bit of clothes and then some jeans. I've done some good with like True Religion and like Affliction jeans. If I could find Affliction jeans, they sell really, really, really well for me. Nice. That's a great pickup, man. Yeah, the like if you can snag, that's like the one thing that I find too, that if I'm in the store and I spot like a cart that they're wheeling out, like, and a lot of people do this too, is that, you know, that's where you usually find some goodies on the cart. I've had a lot of luck finding goodies on the cart, I will say. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of. That's like one of the things I do on here. Like I'll watch other resellers and try to just pick up tips, tricks on what they do. Like I was watching Tim, from Osborne to Thrift, and he was talking about all of these. Like, and I was literally in a Goodwill, and I found a pile of them. So this is like a Sunbeam remote for a like heated blanket. This will sell for like $25. And like these other ones too, like I need to clean these up and look up these exact brands, but these are like the remotes or like the controls for like hot plates. Like I would have never picked this up in my life, but I was watching Tim and he had like an Instagram story, and he found like he's selling these for like $15-20 a piece, and they're always like $2.99 at Goodwill. And I literally, like, I walked into one and I just had that in my head, you know, as I'm going through the electronics, like, oh, let me check the plugs, because I was watching Tim and he found the plugs and he sold them for this much. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And like, I see that if I see it's working for someone, like it could work for me. So I'm going to grab those. And I bought like 5 of them for like $2.99. I got to get them all. I have them in my listed pile, my to be listed pile here, that I might get to tonight, depending on how slow I'm going. I'm going at about a Joey's pace right now, but that's all good. Dr. Lori and George, the antique nomad, torn about antiques and vintage. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many, like that's the one thing, like that's the one thing, like I'll be the first to admit, is like I don't have like a niche. Like I'm good with shoes, and I'm good with like certain like clothing items, because I know like a little bit of fashion and things like that. So I know like some designer brands to look out for that like might not be the hype ones, but the like I'm pretty confident with those. Great Billow. Yeah, they're like I said, it's a lot of it's just watching that, and then like some of the people that I watch, just depending on what they go. If it's like a super specialized item, like I'll keep an eye out for it. But like if it's a very common thing, I try to go. So like in the wild, I usually try to get like right now I'm halfway through my second one. But I need to. I'm gonna try to do five or six. Just with the live, and it's, you know, harder with talking to everybody, but I've been lagging a lot lately, and I have this weird problem right now, which is it's stupid to complain about, but I'm selling faster than I can. Like I'm selling higher than average, I would say. Like my sell-through rate on my eBay right now is at like 2.5%, which is super high. Like I do this part-time. I have a full-time job that I work at, 50 hours a week. And like just doing this part time, like I got excited because I was like, I got myself up to like 50 listings to stay consistent. And like, I'm back down to like, here, I'll pull it up. I'm back down to, I'm back down to 39 because I've been selling like 2 to 3 things a day. Like, and even like I shouldn't even be selling 2-3 things a day based on like the normal algorithms. I've been picking good items, so it's been there. Hey, what's going up, Robert? Thanks for coming in. So like I've been trying to keep that consistent, but for me, the hardest thing is just like getting the inventory. Like that's why, like I one of the reasons I talked about it earlier, I bought one of Drew's boxes for the shoes because it wasn't very far off for what my average buy cost of shoes is, and it's hard for me to just get the time dedicated to get the inventory. So if I can find an easy way to do that, that's not going to be like inconvenient and cost me more money. Like that was a no-brainer for me. And then the bins was good. Like I said, I got that pile back here. So I have probably about 30 things realistically I need to get listed. So that's going to be my focus over the next couple of days. Luckily, I already have a video that I actually have 2 videos already recorded for this week. So I'm probably going to skip. I'm probably going to have to skip. I'll probably skip doing sourcing. At least I usually do about 2 sourcing trips a week after work. I'll probably skip 1 this week at least and just really focus on getting some items listed. And definitely doing an unboxing video when I get those. Super excited about that. And it's funny, I actually literally the day before he put them up, I bought a new shoe rack for my storage. I was like, okay, cool. I bought a brand new shoe rack and now I'm getting a box full of shoes to get thrown up on there, which is awesome. I'm going to take some more pictures. I might list these. I might actually get the listing up in a little bit, but what is let's see. All right. Oh, am I going to do it? Let's see. I'm at 199 subscribers. So I'm almost at 200 subscribers, which is crazy. So if you are watching and you are not subscribed and you are enjoying what you are seeing, feel free to do so. It is not required, though. Always appreciated, never required. Yeah, so I am going to be on my 3rd ASICS listing today. These ones I picked these up for $1. I got these for $1. They were on it was the last day of the color tag sale for eBay. And the funny thing is I picked these up earlier in the week and put them back because they were priced at $12.99 and they're not in the best condition. So I was thinking that maybe I can sell them for $20 or $25 plus shipping. So I was like, I didn't want to gamble on it for $12.99, but literally later in the week I picked them up for $1. So that was a good find. Oh, there's some. Oh, that's gonna be a pain. There's under the mesh. There's a twig. Oh man. Let's see. I got everybody remember these? I have a compass. I'm gonna try to pick this out with a compass. I thought I had went over these shoes too. Robert, how long has it taken you to get there? You just started. So if you're talking about the listings and everything, so I'm still relatively new. So I've been doing this for about 5 months. And like I said, it's for me, the real struggle is just time and just the time commitment. Like I said, I work full time. So I work 50 or more hours a week. I know I don't want to run and grab tweezers. I'm being lazy. I work 50 plus hours a week. So this is really just for me, it's a fun hobby that I enjoy and it does, bring in some extra income, which is fantastic. But that's the hardest part. I'd be a lot further along if I didn't have as much time commitments. Also, I have a family. I have a wife, 2 kids, and a house and all that other, adult stuff that we got to take care of. But the other thing that I do is because of that, I'm super selective on what I pick up. So that's the thing. The reason that I kind of started doing this, I've always wanted to get myself to the point where I have a side hustle or, and things like that. Yeah, exactly. Like doing it as a hobby, doing it as having a side hustle was always kind of my goal. And especially with everything going on with COVID, like what I kind of wanted to do because I was kind of in a position to do it was just see if I could do it. Just I was watching a lot of videos, watching a lot of YouTube channels, Rally Roots, Harry Tornado, Joey and Drew, and that kind of group I was watching, and I was like, these people are a lot further along than I am, but like, what if I just started now and like started documenting it? Like, can I still do this now, or did I miss the boat? Did I need to start like a year or two ago? And like for me, I have a lot of friends that were affected by COVID and had lost their jobs, and I wanted to see, because I had the means and the funds and I could take the risk, could I do it, and could I put out information for my friends to show them that they could too? And like I've always kind of said, like I've said in some of my videos, like my advice for a hobby reseller is very different than somebody trying to do this to make ends meet. And like, so like the person who's trying to make ends meet, like essentially all you have is time. So you can source a lot more. You can be a little bit more, you can have a wider range of the items that you're looking for. And like for me, I stick to items that are going to have like a $30 to $50 average sale price. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm in that same boat. Haven't been doing YouTube for that long. First What Sold video, that's great. Everybody, it's great to go out there and share, the content with everybody on what's selling, because it's super helpful. Like I said, that's why I have a pile of electronic cables behind me that the only reason I picked them up is because I watched somebody's What Sold video. But yeah, my advice for people that are trying to do this to make ends meet or to like actually do it as a living is very different than what I would like recommend to somebody that's doing it as a hobby, that's trying, because it's really all about time, and you have to value your time. Like that's one thing that I really like to make sure that everybody understands, and that's something that I kind of take from my professional world too, because I come from a customer service background. I work in healthcare now, and like you have to value your own time. Like it's a really important thing. So like if you're just doing this as a hobby, like I would say for you, like if it feels like work, scale it back, because you don't want it to feel like work. You want it to feel like something that you're enjoying, that hopefully will make you some money and will kind of keep you going there. But if you feel like it's work, change something about it. All right, Jay Wonders, thanks for coming by. Yeah, I know it's late for a lot of people. Even getting late for me, it's about 9:45. So thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly, Red Dirt. The first step is the hardest. Like both in reselling and in YouTube, that's the same thing. Like if you're like trying to make content and make videos, like just put something out there. And I would say like put something out there that you would want to see. Don't just throw something up. That just for the sake of having it. Like you don't have to have like a high production value, but try to do it as professional as you can. Like, talk clearly, editing. I'll be the first person, like you probably, you notice as I talk right now, is that, and I'm going to take some pictures while I talk so I can be productive. But like, I'm someone that uses a lot of filler words. It's a bad habit of mine. So like when I edit my videos, I try to edit out my ums and my likes and my things. But when I'm just talking like this, it's, I don't have that opportunity. So, so honestly, Robert, I do all of my videos on my phone. I have a nicer phone. I have a 12, the iPhone 12. So the video quality is really good. The sound quality is pretty good. Like everything that I do, if you watch my videos, Everything you hear is from my phone. I don't have a mic. I don't have anything like that. And so I would say cell phone until you get to the point. Yeah, see, even a 6S is probably going to have a better quality microphone than a GoPro 5 is. I know Harry Tornado really likes the GoPro 7, and I've heard really good things about the GoPro 7. But I know the GoPro 5 and like before the 7 was a little bit sketchy. A lot of people use like a separate microphone. So I would say a 6S is going to be pretty good. I for profit, Vince, what's going on, man? It's Vince, right? Now I feel bad. I remember. I know this. Vincent. We did the live together, but I want to say it's Vincent. Oh, you won one of the Rally Roots hats. Congrats on that, man. The funny thing, I literally like the other day, I was like, you know what? I really want one of those. And I ordered one. But congrats on snagging that. That's awesome. Yes. See, I knew it. I was like, I knew it. I knew it was Vincent. I got it. Yeah. Thanks for coming by, man. And congrats on that. Congrats on winning that beanie. I'm excited to get mine. I literally ordered one like a couple days ago. But yeah, Robert, it's yeah, I think that's that for me. Like what I find is, and I've heard this from a lot of people, is that I would record on what will have the better sound, because sound is going to be more important for a lot of people than the video quality. Because a lot of people like myself, a lot of times, like I just put something on, I put a video on in my car and I'm listening to it more than I'm watching it. A lot of people are intaking content more with their ears than they are with their eyes. And people will look past a lower quality video before they will look past a lower quality sound. And just think about that for yourself. Like if you're listening to a video and you're like, this sound, like you can put up with like having like a blurry or like a choppy video. But if the sound is choppy, you're like, get this off. Like turn this off now. I can't stand it. So if I were you, I would go with whatever has the better sound, which like I said, will probably be your iPhone 6S because you have it's got like a microphone built in for talking. And then depending on the situation, like even putting like if you're doing voiceover, so like I have a microphone here that I'm using for like streaming. It's not a great microphone, but it has a mesh little sound filter, and I can't remember the exact name of this. And if you don't have one of those, so like when I do my voiceovers, I put my phone behind this because it cuts out some of the like tinge in the sound. But even if you don't have that, if you take a piece of paper and put it in front of your mouth, what it does is it will filter out some of those like pops. Pop filter. I literally just explained to myself it's a pop filter. That might not even be the technical term for it. But having this will filter out some of the sound, basically the sound of the air coming out of your mouth hitting the microphone. So like that's a helpful thing as well if you're doing any kind of video recording and doing any kind of voiceover, because that really helps on there. Yeah, and that's another thing too, is that like phones, if you want to make that investment, like Red Dirt's saying here, is if you can get a lapel microphone, they're not that expensive, and you can plug it right in there and it'll get even better of a sound quality than you will just out of the mic that you have. All right, let me get these. I'm gonna get these shoes photographed over here. Try to get these listings going. I've got 2 down. I'm on my 3rd pair of Asics shoes here that I'm listing. Yeah, it's great to meet everybody. Thanks everybody for swinging by and spending your time with me tonight. Vince, yeah, it was great to meet you the other day too. We were on Prison to Profits Live, and it was great to we had a really fun chat with everybody. There was ended up being 5 of us on there towards the end, but just a great conversation with everybody. Really love connecting with everybody in the community, so that's awesome. So these ones are the Gel Cumulus 14s. Again, I know I said it earlier, but I love listing shoes that have a very clear brand. And yes, Dante is awesome. Love that guy. Just the message that he's putting out and like the positivity and the inspiration that he's doing for like not only just the reselling community, but like tying in the fact that he like is getting his life back together from being in prison. Like it's so inspiring to so many people. Like I hope, and I'm sure he does inspire, people that are in a similar situation to kind of do the different things in their life. I love just seeing how his channel has blown up. It's super awesome because he's got a really good message. All right, last picture of these. And I have like a routine with my shoes. I'm sure a lot of people do as well, where like I have like the specific order I take my pictures in. I don't know if anybody else does the same thing, but that is what I do. Yeah, there's a lot in South Carolina. It's like South Carolina. Like I know he's run into Harry Tornado definitely a few times. I know that's where like Harry Tornado kind of shouted him out, in the beginning, and that kind of got him a boost. But I know that they, run in the same circle as it were for the reselling. And same with Florida too. Like Florida's crazy because Florida has like Joey, Drew, Rally Roots, like so many other people as well that are kind of all in that same area. There's a lot of resellers here. Like I'm in Vegas. There's a lot of resellers here in Vegas. I know there's a few people that do content. I know I've had some names kind of thrown out to me that I've tried to like look up and find to try to connect with, but I know there's definitely some resellers out here, and well, there's a lot of resellers out here, and I know that there are some that do content as well. Absolutely, man. Definitely. Next time you are here, we will absolutely do it. I know Eric was saying too that he kind of does a trip as well. Yeah, there's a lot to thrift here, and it's also different too because like you're in LA, and there's definitely a lot of volume in those areas too, but it's always good to see always good to like catch things in other areas because it's like even here in Vegas, like Vegas is so like separated, even though it's such a small city that like I'll go across town and find things completely different than I would here. I know LA is so diverse too that it's got to be similar as well, and it's good to be able to get that different things there. All right, so I got 3. So these ones were weird. I picked these up. I almost passed on these, but they were $2.99. They're brand new, never been worn. Like they're the actual brand, which is the Vibram brand, which is like the brand that kind of started like the whole toe shoes thing. But they're like women's ballet shoes. But they have the tags on them. They were only $2.99. So I figured I'd take a chance on these. I've sold toe shoes before. I've sold toe shoes before, and they've done okay, but they are not the best. Yeah, there's some good stuff in the California ones. That's. Oh, you had the yellow ones? Yeah, see, I've worn toe shoes once, and like I hated them and took them off and threw and gave them away. And then like years later I learned that like everyone hates them in the beginning because you have to like not only you have to break the shoes in, but you have to like break your feet into like wearing the shoes and walking that way. But I hear they're really, really good for your feet. So these ones I'm guessing are like dancers shoes. But for $2.99, I figured I would take the chance. I am just realizing that these are these broken? No, they're just weird. Those are going to be hard to photograph. You wear size 15? Jesus, man. How tall are you? I wear size 13. And I'm 6'2". How tall are you, Robert? You got to be tall. Jesus. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm looking at your picture and your head looks like it's at the top of a door frame. So 6'7". You're almost as tall as Adine from Hustle and Hooks. He's what, 6'11"? 6'7", 330. That's a football stat right there. Somebody was a lineman. Somebody was a lineman in college. Yeah, what is it? Is Adine? Is he 6'11"? Something like that? Something crazy like that? Pro wrestler. There you go. Even better. I like wrestling better than football. That's just me. I don't the thing is, wrestling was easier for me to follow characters versus like I find that people who love football because they follow players and stats and everything like that. And I was a huge pro wrestling fan when I was growing up because I liked following like the drama and the story and all the it was my version of a soap opera. I wanted to be a wrestler. I did. I never did anything about wanting to do it, but I had the right build because I can build muscle, I can look mean, I can do all the right stuff, but I just didn't do it. 5'8.5". Nothing wrong with that though. We can't change it. We can't change what we got. Retired back in 2002. Did you? Where did you wrestle? Where did you wrestle in? What organization? Yeah, what organization did you wrestle for, Robert? Anything we know? Mid-Atlantic and some WCW? That's awesome. That's crazy, man. That's super cool. I know it takes a toll. Like it's a super like demanding doing anything. There you go. See. What was it? Lester, what's going on, man? Welcome. Good morning. Or late evening, depending on what time it is for you. There's a comedian named K. Trevor Wilson who has a bit about looking like a pro wrestler, and he's like, I look like the guy who was already in the ring. You know, that guy that you knew was going to lose because he was already there. He didn't have a theme song. He didn't have a walk-up entrance. He was just standing there in the ring when they got back from a commercial. He's like, I was that guy. All right, so I'm gonna leave this like rubber banded. All right, so next up, I'm taking some pictures. I got this Sunbeam control for I believe it's a heated blanket, but I looked up sales comps on this. Here, I'll show you. Like, this was crazy. So I found this. It's on the back. It's got like the model number and stuff. And like I said, I was watching Tim from Osborne to Thrift, and he was picking up these remotes and these controls, and I was like, I can get me some of those. So I looked this up. Let's see. Sunbeam T85B. So the listings are all, let me see if I can focus, like $18.99, $17.99, a lot of free shipping. There's only 5 listed. And look at this sell-through rate. Look at this. 102 sold. Only 5 listed with 102 sold. And the sold comps are all like $12.95, $14, $17, $19, $17.99, $19.99 free shipping. I paid $2.99 for this. It'll probably cost $3.50 to ship. So I'm going to make $15 off this thing just because I grabbed it. It was crazy. And I got another one that's even better because it's got like, it's a dual, like it's a 2-sided one. This is all one cord, 2-sided blanket that you control both sides. This is going to be like, this one sells for like $30 just for the remotes. It's crazy. I would have walked right past this. No chance I would have ever picked this up had I not watched. Hey, J&G, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Oh, you also, I got two Rally Roots hat winners in here. You guys won and Vince won from Eye for Profit. That's awesome. I'm correct on that, right? You guys won also? I was watching that live for a little bit. Am I correct or am I not? Awesome. Yeah, congrats on that. I was saying, it was funny. I was scrolling through and I was like, I saw, so I think I saw Joey wearing the hat, wearing the beanie. And I was like, I'm going to get me one of those. That looks super comfortable. And I went on their website and it was only like $13. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. So I actually ordered a beanie like 3 days ago. So I'll have mine as well. I can be part of the club. All right, so I'm trying to figure out the best like angle for like the main picture on this. I don't need to show like the whole cord. Oh, that looks terrible. I need to fix that. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here and coming to hang out. I've listed. I've got 4 pairs. I haven't done all the listings because I hate. I don't want to just sit here like scrolling through my phone over and over again. But I've done a lot of pictures. I've gotten pictures of most of my stuff, and I'm realizing that my poster board that I use has gotten a little dirty. So I don't have there. Yeah, again, thanks for everybody coming by and stopping by. If you're coming over from Joey and Drew's live, thanks so much for joining. I appreciate it. I was with them most of the day, but I'm going to try to be planning on these Monday night lives. I know they ran a little long there. Are they still live? Getting ready to clock in. What are you, Lester? What are you doing? You security, hotels, or no? You were airport. Were you airport? Were you the one that works at the airport? Hey, Conru, thanks for coming. I'm trying to remember. I think Lester. I think you were the one at the airport. Correct me if I'm wrong. Boom. Yeah, they went long today. Yeah, this poster board has lasted me a while. I actually might even flip it. I'm noticing that it's been fine for shoes, but like trying to get a close up on like something this small, like the rest, like all like the dirty spots are showing through. But I might be able to find like the right angle to make it okay. Yeah, I do need to pick up another poster board. I've seen some people like there's so many things that like I feel like I'm just too early on to make the investment in, especially because I'm doing this as a hobby. Like, I'd love to have like a light box for like taking my pictures, but I'm still at this point where I'm like, you know, I don't do this full time. Like I don't need to spend $50 on a light box to take pictures of things. But then, you know, I also don't want to have to like keep spending a bunch on like all the different ones. Oh, J&G, you're in. So no, it snowed in Vegas. It's not where I live. So I'm on the east side of Las Vegas, closer to Arizona, actually. Oh, focus my camera. So I'm on the east side of Vegas. So we didn't get any snow, but like south and west Las Vegas got snow, and their south is a little bit unnormal, but the west side of Vegas is closer to the mountains and it's more elevated than the east side. So when it does snow, like in like the lower areas, it does hit there. But we also have like just 30 minutes away, we have Mount Charleston. And they get decent snow. Like people go like, we take the kids sledding up there and everything and everything like that. Oh, Red Dirt, you had a oh, nice. You spent $1 on the spring-loaded window sheet. Oh, is that for like the photo setup? That's awesome. Yeah, I've been looking at like that's the other thing too is like I'm on this kind of trajectory for both. Like I'm kind of going parallel for like reselling as well as making the videos and doing lives and doing content about it. So like I'm like. But I'm still early on in everything. I'm still, you know, early on in a lot of my stuff. And like, I've thought about like, what do I want to make investments in? Oh man, sorry. And I apologize, everybody, just super excited. I just hit, and if you're here and you were my 200th subscriber, thank you so much. But I just hit 200 subscribers on YouTube. That is awesome. Thank you, everyone, for the support. It means so much. Let me fix this. Hold on. Boom. There we go. thanks everybody for the support. It means a lot. Just and 2 aluminum lights from Lowe's with 540 Kelvin bulbs on $20. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I need to. That's one of the things I've looked at. I've started looking at is like lighting setups for like both reselling and for YouTube. Oh, appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. Like right now, like in front of me up here, I have my ring light that I usually use my ring light for my photos, but I want to have a good quality video, but I also want to have good quality photos. So like for my photos right now, I have a lamp with a big daylight LED in it that's working pretty well for what I'm doing. But I have the dilemma now of I'm trying to get the right angle. Let's see how that turned out. Yeah, see, I'm probably just going to use like a blank piece of paper because like I tried taking a picture and you can't see there, but like you can see all the dirt on like my poster board. I'm definitely gonna have to replace that. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate all the support. So I'm probably just going to use a blank piece of paper because that will look a lot better than my dirty poster board or what I'm trying to do with this picture. There we go. Better. Can't see it. It's all white. So that turned out much better. Now I can just take the rest of the photos for here. And perfect. So I got the photos done. Like I said, this was a crazy pickup. Like I'm super glad, and I want to do like a recap, like almost like a recap video thanking Tim from Osborne to Thrift for like putting out content on like this kind of stuff. Like I felt crazy walking out, literally walking. I have them all here, like walking out of a Goodwill with a bundle full of cords, but like watching his videos on him selling like one of these, like selling each one of these for like $15 to $20, and you know you pay $2.99 for it. Again, usually I like to have a oh, James, I appreciate it. No, I definitely have other ones here. I'm just being lazy right now. I have a couple others that I have that I already pre-bought just as a backup when I knew this one would go bad. Yeah, I'll check out that video, Red Dirt, for the setup. Yeah, I don't have any like remotes. Like I know a lot of people will always kind of snag like TV remotes. And again, I'm kind of at that like point where, again, when I think about like time and everything like that, like how much is it going to, like what's the return on, I always think of what's the ROI, what's the return on investment, what's my time worth, like is it, and also like just for storage, because I actually just redid my, I didn't even have an inventory system or like a storage area. So I've kind of taken over part of my garage now with a storage area. So like I've realized that that I could definitely go down some rabbit holes that are going to like be not the most advantageous, both financially as well as like just taking up space. Like I could see myself being the kind of person where it's like, if I if I bought, like, if I did remote controls, like, I would just start snagging all the ones I could see. Oh, wow, that's a great deal. 10 cents each? That's awesome. Less than 90. Yeah, see, like, that's the kind of thing, like, I'd have that moment where I'd be like, well, I don't want to lose money on this. Like, am I losing if I leave these here, am I losing money? And then I'll buy 50 of them and then put them in a bin and then either never list them all or anything like that. Yeah, I would have got all they had too. Like, even like at that point, I would have bought all of them and then donated half to like school, like donated half to a school or something. But schools aren't in session right now, so either way. But yeah, I got, and then this was another cool pickup, was I was literally walking. So I found this. I don't even know if people use these anymore. It's a Garmin. It was $2.99, and it was the funniest thing. Like, it's in a video that I'm gonna put out later this week. But I'm walking by I got it at the same Goodwill where I got all these plugs. I'm walking by the electronics area, and they have the power strip that you can charge things. You can plug. Everybody knows you can plug things in, test if they work. And like, plugged into the power strip on, and like the screen on with a map is this Garmin sitting. Like, somebody plugged it in and saw that it worked and still left it behind. It was $2.99. I'm guessing because they couldn't find the matching charger, because they had found a random charger that fit into the like old, like slightly more square charging ports. But I looked a little bit and actually found the Garmin plug. So I got this for $2.99. Does anybody know? Do people still? I haven't looked. I haven't even looked it up. Do people still use these? Like, can you even get these still updated? I don't even know. But I figured for $2.99, I wouldn't even question it, and especially when I saw that it was working. I know everybody kind of uses their phone, or most cars have like navigation built into their phone now, or built into the system now. All right, I'm gonna look this one up and see. No, not that. I want to see what the sale comps are on this one, because I looked it up quickly the other day. So this it's the Nuvi, Nuvi. It's the Garmin Nuvi 350. NU with the umlauts VI. I don't know. Either way, I think for $2.99 and for it working was a good deal. Maybe somebody will want it. Yeah, even if somebody buys it for $10 just for the nostalgia factor, but I thought it might have a little bit of value in it. Oh, Red Dirt, you just sold one? That's awesome. That's reassuring. That makes me feel like I didn't waste $2.99. That's great. I'm excited. All right, let me check this one. Let me look up this Sunbeam. I have like 7. Oh, Jesus. Goodwill went crazy on the messages. Okay. So I have a Sunbeam. Let's see. Sunbeam U85KQA. Let's take a look and see what this is going for. All right, so there's 7 listed. I want to see that same thing. and 14 sold, which is great. Yeah, 22. I mean, free shipping. It's a little heavy, but $22.99 free shipping, $21.99 free shipping, $18.99 plus $10 shipping. So again, for $2.99, it is a little heavier. It might be over £1 just with all of the cables, so it might be a little more pricey to ship, but that's going to be a cool one. Nuvi 57 in the box for 58. That's cool. $58. That's great. Hopefully there's like people out there that don't trust cell phones or technology. Let me look this up. Let's learn together. We're going to learn together. You know, that's, funny. Speaking from like a customer service background. So like I have friends who work for Apple, and Apple's like a really, for whatever you want to say about like the products and how they're made and where they come from. Apple does, one of the things they do well is their stores and their customer service. And Apple has this thing that they train all their team members, and it's their philosophy for when they have a question that they don't know the answer to. And it's grown over the years, but their current one, at least the last one they were using was, I don't know, let's find out together. So because like they encourage their staff and their store people to admit when they don't know something, but they also want to like take the customer along to like learn and there. So I want to do the same thing. We're gonna look this up real quick. So Nuvi 350, Garmin Nuvi 350. All right, let's look at solds. 38 sold. No. This one, $14.90. Okay, about, yeah, so like 15, yeah, they're right here, $15 free shipping. So about the same as those, that's funny, about the same as those cords. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Red Dirt. I didn't even think of that. Oh, that's really, I didn't even know that they have lifetime map updates. That's awesome. Yeah, for somebody who's like a trucker, because yeah, if you don't have that happens to me, like even just driving in certain areas, like driving from here to California, like there's certain like passes through like hills and stuff that don't. Oh, especially for truckers. I wonder if they have like, how like when truckers have like the runoffs, like if they have like a why am I blanking on the term? The runaway truck. I wonder if those are preloaded on here. Like that'd be super helpful for truckers just to have. I did not even think of that. That is cool. I feel like it's missing something though. I feel like there's something that goes here that's missing. I'm not sure. I'll double check on that one. Yeah, exactly, the Death Valley Dead Zone. Yeah. All right. So while I'm here, I took some pictures of these shoes. I'm gonna list some of these shoes so I can get them officially marked off as listed. Just while we're chatting. Again, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We got 9 people here. Thanks so much. I appreciate, every single one of you guys for hanging out and hanging out with me, spending your time. It's been really great to have the community and be able to chat with everybody. Exactly. The no brake, the truck escape ramps. It'd be interesting. That'd be super helpful to have loaded in there. I've seen one of those. It was scary as hell, but I've seen one of those used one time. And it was pretty disconcerting to watch, because I don't know if you it's just a wall at the end. Like it's essentially like when you go down there, there's like there's like posts, kind of like those like traffic posts that are meant to slow down, and then there's just a berm that you go up, and then hopefully the thing stops. It's crazy. So these ones are ASICS Gel Nimbus. ASIC Gel Nimbus 14s, black and yellow. Let's see what we got on here. All right. I'm seeing a lot of 40s. I'm seeing a lot of $40. I like to see. I'm not seeing this exact colorway sold, though. Let's see. All right, this is the closest listing. I'm going to use this listing to get this up there. 11.5. Yeah, and mine, they're in okay shape, not the best. So I saw some 40s, but I think I'm going to list these at like, I think I'm going to list them at $29.95 and see how they do. I think that's fair for these, for this pair. They have really good, the tread on the bottom is really good. They are still looking like good shoes. Oh yeah, J&G, I talked about it earlier. Yeah, I did. I picked up a box. I picked up the I picked up box B. I got box B. That's mine. And yeah, I'm going to do a video once I get it. I'll do an unboxing video and kind of go through. I was thinking about doing it live, but then I realized like if I do it live, like everybody, because I really liked what he did where he put out like, you can go on the site and see what the shoes are. So I feel like it would be better if I spent the time like doing like I'll open and then I'll look up the shoe and what the sole comps are, and then I'll put that information up in the video kind of as I do the opening. That way we can like to get an idea of not only just what shoes came in the box, but what the potential value is. And for me, it was a pretty easy pickup, because like here in Vegas, I don't know how it is in Arizona where you guys are. I know Sedona. I think you guys said you were in Sedona. Sedona is a little bit more rural, but like here in Vegas, like the prices at the thrift stores are not the best. They're a little high. So like my average cost for shoes, again, I got one of these pairs for $1, which is great, and a few others for $6.99. That's a little bit more rare for me. I'm usually at $10 or $11 on my average shoe cost. So picking up 20 pairs for $12.50 was not what's the word? Yeah, it was kind of almost a no-brainer because it's going to save me time for having to ship and list. They they're coming in already clean. Hey, Greg. Yeah, I've been taking some pictures. I'm getting some stuff listed right now. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I'm super excited about it because like the inventory in there looks really, really good. I know they are good quality, and they're coming from somebody's Poshmark store, so they're already mostly clean. Like I'll take a look at them, and if I feel like they need to be, more cleaned up to my standard, then I will. But they're coming in cleaned, sorted, like already ready to go. It just the time and like the savings on that, and how easy it'll be to kind of list and get them stored, for me was a no-brainer. Yeah, everybody go if you haven't already, go check out Eye for Profit, Vincent's channel. does storage units, and you do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you do the online auctions. It was like Storage Treasures or something like that? I know it's like nationwide. You do the online auctions, for those units. Yeah, it's weird. Like, it's funny. Like, I walk into like every now and again, I'll walk in and I'll go like, I said this in one of my videos. I was walking through the electronics section, and they had put like a red sticker, like $29.99 on like every piece of electronic, and I was like, who was going through pricing this store today? It was like, it's really weird. But yeah, shoes, I found that a lot of them are like, here in Vegas, the prices are a little bit higher. Okay, so I'm getting these ones listed. All right, I got my description. Let me add in my pictures. Yeah, it's funny. I'll watch Josh Harry Tornado's videos and be like, all the Goodwills in my area price at $650 for their shoes, and I was like, oh my god, I wish that was here. But I don't know. It's not too bad. There's still like, again, I'm still pretty picky about what I grab. So it's like, I still make good. Yeah. So before that, you were doing like hardcore it's kind of that same thing. Like, it's almost that same concept for me with the shoe lot from Drew, is like, if I can, make the same, if I can theoretically, double my money, which is kind of what I'm looking to do. I'm trying to, when I'm going out thrifting, I'm trying to double or triple my money. If I can do more than that, that's awesome. But realistically, if I could double or triple my money, that's what I'm looking to do. So like, if I buy a wholesale lot of shoes that are pretty much not guaranteed, but it's pretty much going to do that. I can, just by looking at the shoes, I know I'm going to double my money at least. Like, it makes sense, and I can have it, like, I don't have to go anywhere. I can just have it sent to me, and then I can do all my listing and everything. I could see the same thing for like the storage units. What? $3.99 for a robot dog. That is crazy. Is that one of those, like, oh, you said Sony. I thought it was going to be like one of those like sharper image like dogs that they had on there. See, J&G, you know what I'd settle for? I would settle for them allowing their people to have a binder of the price tags in the front. So that way they don't have to send an employee back and forth to like, I need a $1.99 gray wears tag, and they have to send like somebody running across the store to go get a random one. I would take that. Even that would be a win, because that happens every time I'm in a store. There's like a line of 10 people waiting to check out, and one of their tags won't scan, and they literally have to leave and go run and find one that matches and then bring it all the way back. I asked one of the managers. I was like, in a Goodwill that I go to regularly, that I've seen the manager around, that I've talked to before, and I was like, why won't they let you do this? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, there's something weird that like throws off, I guess it throws off like their inventory system, which didn't make any sense because they're still scanning a different tag. But I don't know that. Yeah, I get why they don't necessarily do the uniform pricing. I think just because, like, for example, like Red Dirt's in Oklahoma, and like shoes are mostly $5 there. And like, I know just statistically, like the average income in like some of those states like Oklahoma and South Carolina are what would be considered like lower than like places like Las Vegas or LA and things like that. And subsequently, but the funny thing is, even though the income's lower, the cost of living is usually much lower. So you have even though you have a lower income, you have a better quality of life. That's the reason I left California, because I was living in California and my quality of life was terrible. And I came to Vegas, and I was making less money on paper, but I was taking home more money at the end of the day. So I think the way they do their pricing a lot of times is based on like socioeconomic like trends. So like if the average income for an area is like $40,000, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, this is a quote unquote lower income area, even though the people making $40,000 in this state might be taking home more than somebody making $150,000 in California. Yeah, that's still crazy though. $3.99 for a robot dog. I love it. That is awesome. Stuff like that is why like that makes like the whole not only does it pay for the unit and like make that part of it really really cool, but that's just like a fun story. Like that's just like a fun thing. Like you're probably going to remember that for like forever. Like the one time you sold a $400 robot dog. Yeah, man, I feel you. California was rough for a while, especially in LA. Like, what part of LA, if you don't mind me asking? I can't remember. Did I ask you that? I think I asked you that before. What part of LA? You don't have to give me like cross streets, but yeah, no state tax is great. Vegas is filling up a little bit, but it's and the prices have gone up a little bit as far as cost of living, but you can still like cut your rent in half guaranteed from California. All right, I'm still listing. Linwood, okay. Yeah, I know where that is. I lived in Orange County for a while, and then I lived in Hawthorne for a little bit. Yeah, same for me, Red Dirt. It's just like with a family, it's so hard to live. It's so hard to live in California. On air sign for 8 and sold for 325. That's awesome. Oh, like from like if you're on like the TV channel, like on air, like radio station TV, like, hey, we're filming right now. That's crazy. I think that's what you're talking about. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's the one thing that like again, and it kind of goes to like the time investment where like there's some things that I've been kind of weary to pick up just because I know that either it's going to be really hard to ship or I'm only going to be able to sell locally and I'll have to like take time and drive somewhere or have somebody come to my house and pick it up. So I've steered clear for now of doing like local sales and like Facebook marketplace pickups just from like a time investment standpoint. Because like there's I have much going on. Yeah, I worked in film for a little bit when I was in LA, just doing like background work and stuff on movies. I loved it. It was super fun. But and yeah, it's long days. It's super long days, especially if you're on the product. I think you were saying you were on the production side. So like you have to do like the beginning and after of like creating it and then producing it on the other end. So yeah, mostly it's not every day. For listing, I again, it kind of depends on how the day goes. Like I've had, and I need to get better about it. I've been wanting to commit to like when I do a trip, I list those items. I think we all try to we all try to commit to that, but I haven't been as good about it. So like you can see behind me, I have a pile right here. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow, so if you're on tomorrow, keep an eye out for that. My first bin strip. So that pile is my bin strip haul. So like I set that aside because I was recording a video. And now that the video is recorded, like I'm going to go through and do that. I have a couple other things like that behind me right there is my, that whole thing right there is my death pile. Like this right here is all that I have. These items here and the ones over there. I have 3 pairs of shoes, a couple Revere wear pans, and then that is a Laserdisc player that I picked up that I need to clean and list, but it's daunting because it's huge. But I have about, I would say, 20 items that I need to list. So so I need to get more diligent about it. And because I already had a video, I am doing this tonight. I have my video that's coming out tomorrow, and I already recorded content that I want to put out later in the week. So instead of doing like another sourcing trip, I need to get this taken care of, not only for just my own peace of mind with organization, but also my wife will kill me if I bring home another bag full of stuff. Yeah, I was super excited. I found it was $6.99 for this Laserdisc player, and sold comps I think are at like $125 or $150 plus shipping. And I plugged in. I can't even test it, but when I plugged it in, lights on, and then the actual like disc tray, retracts and comes in and out. So I feel like that's going to be a good buy, but I just need to get it cleaned and get it ready to be listed. Oh, and I'm still in the middle of listing, but yeah, I want to try to do it, but it also depends if I have sales. Like I said, I've had higher than I should sale rates. I've had like, I've been averaging about 50 listed, and like I've been selling 2 to 3 items a day, which is more than I should. I should be theoretically selling about half an item a day. So like 1 item every 2 days, because I know average is like 1%. And I know this isn't going to last. I'm just in a fluke right now because I'm trying to get more listed, but so like I've had 2 to 3 sales a day. So if I have that, then that also takes up time where I have to, pack and get those items shifted. Yeah, $6.99 American. Yeah, no, it's a good deal. Like, I think it's just because they didn't, a lot of those things, they just don't know what they have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've needed that kind of, the dynamic in the household has been, I need to get my shit taken care of. Sorry, my stuff taken care of and got in the right place. But luckily my wife has been decently supportive. As long as I keep selling things, I think that's where that balances out. But I need to get things. We moved some stuff in the garage. Actually, I just got a new shoe rack that my wife lovingly put together today while I was at work. So I have a place to put that box of shoes that I'm getting from Drew, and these shoes once I'm done listing them here. And while I say that, I need to get these listed. Oh, did I list these as pre-owned? Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do $29.95 on these plus shipping. I've been doing. I mentioned it before. I've been doing flat rate $9.95 shipping on all of my shoes, and I haven't had an issue with it yet. Yeah, it's not much of a death pile. It's really just like, honestly, that's too thrifty. I'm behind on 2 thrifting trips. Like I said, I've got a few items that I've got listed during this live, which. The point of these for me is definitely to get things listed, but also to, talk to everybody, get involved in the community, and, have a place of enjoyment for everybody. But yeah, like I said, I probably have about 20 items that I need to list. So that, like, I'm telling myself that I'm not allowed to go source until I get those listed. And again, it's easier for me to say that because this is part-time for me. if I was doing like if this was my living and this is what I did, I would need to kind of devote my time better, but oh wow, yours is twice his size. Yeah, it's see that's the thing is the going out and the getting the items is the addicting part. And I think we all suffer from this. That's the easy part. The getting it listed, and then for me also like, and it's funny because I do this like in my normal everyday job, but like I have a spreadsheet that I've built with like the items, my cost, fees, solds, all that fun stuff. Nothing compared to what Hustle and Hooks just put out, but so the like the getting it listed and then getting it cataloged and like recorded is the work part. But doing that is the only way we can reap the rewards by selling it. All right, I'm almost done with this listing. I'm almost there. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna get got. It's gonna get listed. All right, we are listing, and we're gonna do 1% promotion because I've been doing that on all my items just to get a little bit more traction. Success. Boom. We got another listing done. Yeah, I've been doing the 1% promotion on all of my items. I've had a few items that have sold with that have been, that they've sold pretty quick. It's been an extra like 5 cents, or 10 cents, 20 cents on the item. Oh, you guys are part-time as well. Yeah, like I said, it's addicting. The going out and the sourcing is addicting. Almost as addicting as this. Like this part of it here, like it's 10:45, been going for an hour and 45 minutes, and my intention was to go for an hour. But, I'm enjoying talking to everybody and learning about it and getting things listed. And, this has been, I've been devoting a lot of time and energy and everything. So it's been, addicting to interact and engage and watch the videos and engage in the community as well. Where's I need to change edit. There we go. Edit promotion because it auto promotes high. So I'm going to change that to 1%. Did they ever close Nevada? I think you're talking about the just the state in general. Did they close? So no. They closed some things. They reopened pretty quick here. Like most of our restaurants and everything are open. Everybody's limiting the size and like the amount of people that are allowed to be in the restaurants and everything, but everything else is pretty much open. Everything's pretty much open here. Like all the thrift stores are open. The only thing that's not, we have a couple indoor. We don't have any out, as far as I've been able to find. We don't have outdoor like flea markets, but we have some indoor swap meets that have not been opened. They have not reopened. That's like the one main thing as far as like in like our world, like the reselling thrifting world that has not been opened, is like the indoor swap meets that they've had here. Yeah, you'll get there. You'll conquer that pile. That's all of our goals is to get the piles done, get everything listed, make the money. Those are the goals there. Let me see. Let me get one more. I definitely want to get at least one more. I'll probably go for about another 10 minutes. It's about almost 11. Yeah, so I'll wrap it up around 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock my time. I know it's probably getting close to 2 o'clock some of the other time. Lester, I thought you were supposed to be at work, man. I'm just kidding. Hang on as long as you want. Okay. Yeah, these ones. These other Asics. I already took the pictures. These are the Gel Excite 4s. I'm going to get these. I'm going to get at least this listing done before I end. I have to. I need to get my listings up. My listings dropped like crazy. I've been setting it like, again, I'm smaller as far as like my 90 days. So I'm at 40 listings, 45 sold. So I'm over my sell-through rate. Like I said, I've been selling more than one item a day, which I shouldn't be for those selling. I know it's not going to last, but so I've been trying to get back up to like 50 listed. But let me see. C6 Gel Excite 4. And these are, yeah, these are men's. Men's shoes. Exactly. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay, yeah, you got plenty of time, Lester. Exactly. Yeah, I mentioned before, I've done that overnight life before. And actually the industry that I'm in now, I'm in healthcare, and I run a healthcare facility. I won't get into specifics, but we open at like 2:30. So like my team is there starting at 2:30 in the morning. So healthcare kind of runs in those same crazy hours, but we provide a great service to the community. So most of the team are glad that they are able to be there. These ones aren't. These ones don't have the greatest. Yeah, such a vary in the price. No, those are women's. These are close. I'm gonna use these. These ones are good. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm gonna try to make this a regular Monday night after Joey and Drew stream and live listings. So I know some of us aren't East Coasters and some of us are, but if you want to hang out, I appreciate it. Thanks everybody so much. If you're not already subscribed, feel free to do so. I just hit 200 subscribers today, so super excited about that. Let me get these. Oh, where is it? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that the right? Yep, those are the right ones. Sorry, just staring at the top of my head while I do that. Has anybody ever gotten like a perfect photo when they've tried to remove the background? I've almost never used it. This one's close. I'm waiting. Like it's almost like I almost want. It's almost going to be like when you get a Reese's and you peel it and none of it sticks to the paper. That's what I'm waiting for on the We Removed Your Background. On the We Removed Your Background feature. But until then, I am not using it. Oh yeah, Heart Attack Girl. That's crazy. J&G, I don't know for sure. I think it's 100. I think you have to have it might be 100. Oh, Robert, thanks for coming, man. Have a good night. No, I don't even think it's 100. I think it's what you have to do is you have to like go into your settings on YouTube and you have to submit like your request for going live. And it takes like 24 hours, but I think anybody can do it. Now, going live on your phone, like doing mobile live, like I don't even have access to that. I believe you have to be monetized to have access to mobile live. But but just the regular live, I believe anybody can. But don't quote me on that. You might have to reach the 100 subscriber mark. And I know you have to like submit a request to YouTube to have them like approve for you to be able to go live. Yeah, Conru, thanks so much. I like I said, I appreciate everybody coming by. But yeah, I think you have to. I know you at least have to get it approved by YouTube before they do it. But I think it's just like a, hey, does your channel meet the regular like requirements for being a YouTube channel? But don't quote me on that. You might need it might be 100, kind of like the same, like the other, like the thresholds are like 100 and then like 1,000, for the subscribers on there. All right, so I got these ones up. These ones are a size 10. Size 10. I'm just getting the sizing edited on here. I always have to remember to do the sizing. Then I always double check the one I always forget is like the Euro sizing. I always try to make sure that I get the Euro size either added in or removed, because a lot of people like to add in the Euro size and then I forget to. I've forgotten to change it one time. Luckily, it didn't like mess up the sale or anything, but. Yeah, J&G. Like I said, check. Like when you go on YouTube on your computer, try to like at the top where it says "Go Live," or when it'll give you the option of like, do you want to upload a video or do you want to go live? Hit the "Go Live," and what it should do is it should like send a request to YouTube to like approve your ability to do it. You're breaking stuff that you're listing? Oh, that's no good. Oh, it was crazy. I don't know if anybody watched my video or was here when I did the live listing. So I bought a vintage Panasonic TV. It was an old, like solid state. Doesn't work. Like it turns on, but it won't work with current technology. And I bought it for $499 and sold it for $75. And literally, yeah, it was funny. I don't know if you're still in here, Vincent, but like I mentioned it on Dante's live, and the buyer literally 20 minutes after I mentioned it sent me photos that it had broken and damaged during shipping. Like the whole thing had been like smashed. So I opened up a case with FedEx, and yeah. I'll have to give it a try tomorrow night. Yeah, it takes at least 24 hours for them to approve it. And then, oh yeah, there you are. Yeah, I mentioned a TV that I got and then it had smashed. Oh, my yeah, let me see here. Let me pull up. See, I don't actually have like the like my eBay, like I don't have an actual eBay store yet, but here, that is the link to like I think you can follow that, but let me put it in the description as well. I have it in the description of some of my videos. Let me see. Yeah, so I added it on there. Oh, I can't add it to I don't think I can add it to the description while I'm live, but I added the link in there. And it's Black Anne's Revenge, like the pirate, because that's my wife's nickname there, so I went through with that. But yeah, see, yeah, Greg, yeah, you're right on there. I think the only caveat for going live is the mobile, and you have to have the 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, and that's Connor, I agree. It's I've been forgetting to like add it into my like video description when I post videos, and I'm starting to like standardize my video descriptions. I have like my Instagram, my eBay store, my eBay listings. I have, and then I have like I've signed up for like the Amazon affiliate program. So I have some of the Amazon links in there for like the ring light that I use and like some other shipping supplies and stuff. All right, so I'm almost done with this listing. That's weird. No, I don't want to price that. I mean, I'd love to price it. It auto loaded the price at like $105. I don't know why. That is not what I'm going to be pricing these shoes at, but that's okay. I don't know why it thought that I should do that, but yeah, that's a good point, Greg. If you, yeah, I know there's definitely going to be more in-depth videos too, and then same thing with like I'm using StreamYard. You don't have to. You can stream right through. You can go live right through YouTube. I like StreamYard because I like some of the features, like what I'm doing right now with Greg's comment right here at the bottom. It's like you can highlight things, you can do different things in StreamYard. That is kind of a nice feature to have. Okay. All right, and let me add my shipping. And does anybody else? So I've never used it, but I'm curious in the chat. Does anybody use the easy pricing? Does anybody use the easy pricing feature when doing the listing? I'm just curious. I've never used it, and it might just because of the amount of listings that I have. But does anybody use that? Success! Another listing done. Yeah, I'm just curious if that like works for anybody, or if anybody has like either just so many listings that they can't be, which I would totally understand. Like if you just have so many listings that you just can't be bothered by like trying to maintain them. No. Yeah, I wonder how much usage that gets. It's got to get some because they leave it on there. I wonder. I'm sure there's some people that just have so many items that they just can't deal with it. Yeah, it does seem like it's quick. It does seem like it's fast. Like it's like, hey, like if this doesn't move in a couple weeks, we're just going to start dropping the price every week. And it's like, oh, okay. I'll pass on that. All right. Yeah. I don't know anybody who's used it, but I'm sure it has them. I'm sure it's good for somebody. Somebody's got to find it useful. Yeah, I was gonna say like even like I know even somebody like Drew has 1,600 active listings, and like I don't believe even he's using something. I feel like it's something at that point like you almost want to manage it hands on before like just arbitrarily dropping prices by 5% a week until it sells or until it gets to a certain point. Because there's weird stuff too. Like there's some of the stuff in YouTube is weird, and I'm sure everybody else has experiences like this where it's like you'll have something listed and it'll have no traction, and then it'll be like I've done something where like I had something listed at free shipping, and then I changed the price. I actually raised the price, or I added it, or I lowered the price, but then added paid shipping. It was the same both ways, and it actually sold with paid shipping, but had sat with free shipping, but it didn't cost me any less money. Oh wow, 1,000 listed, man. That's awesome. That's crazy. Vince, what's like the average amount of items you've gotten from like I know you've only done 4, but what's like the average amount that you're getting from the storage unit, whether it's usable or not usable? Because I feel like you're definitely, I know some of it's not going to be usable, but yeah, see, I'm the same. Like, I have a hard time getting to 50. Like, I I've got enough inventory to do it. I'm definitely going to get there this week. I can probably get to 60. I feel like I can get to 60 this week, but I don't know. I don't even know how long I'll be able to stay there, just because like my sourcing time versus not sourcing time versus listing time. It's just, I'm trying to find the balance of keeping it there. Yeah, Jane G, it sounds like you have the death pile to get you to the 1,000 listings. You just gotta take some time and get them all posted. Oh yeah. You mentioned the swap meet, doing the booth at the swap meet. Like, it was like $40, but you're making like 300 or 400 off of those smalls. That's great. Yeah, that's really good, because I remember you were mentioning, even if you sell like 100 things for $1, that's still $100 versus like just either redonating or like throwing things out. Yeah, if you're as I hopefully you're selling. Hopefully you're selling and listing and selling and listing and hovering around that 1,000. That's awesome. That's good. If you haven't sold anything and you've just been sitting at 1,000, I'm sorry. But if you've been maintaining 1,000, that's awesome. That's really good. Because at that point you should be selling like 10 or more a day items. Yeah, I feel like that's probably going to be like, I feel like I'm probably going to be in your boat with there, Jane G, and maybe not. Like, I don't have, for me, it's like, yeah, see that, yeah, that's exactly right. See, Conrad, I was just about to talk about this. Like, for me, like, the number of listings, I think, is different for everybody, and I think it's different for everybody's goals. For me, like, sitting at the 40 listings, like, what I need to make sure, because I'm the kind of person where I can get like obsessed with stuff, and I can get like going and going and going. And so I need to make sure that I realize, like, hey, I'm just doing this. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. I'm doing it to make some extra money. And I need to make sure that I'm balancing my work and my home life first. Like, I'm not always the best at that. I need to do more balancing on the home life. So like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to the point where I have, 100 or more active listings. I might, and if I do, and it's organic, then that's good. But I think it's just about what your goals are. Like, if your goal is to make $1,000 extra per month, that's going to require a certain amount of listings, and B, a certain amount, like an average sale price, because you can make $1,000 a month 10 different ways. You can sell 10 $100 items, or you can sell, $110 items, and it's going to balance out differently. So I think it really has to do with your goals, and it has to do with what you're trying to do. Same thing if you're full time. Again, I can't speak from an experience standpoint, but from a theoretical standpoint, if you're selling full time, you need to have the amount of listings and the value of your listings enough to make an income. So if you're shooting for, if you're going to shoot to make $50,000 a year, you're going to have to look at, okay, if I want to net $50,000 a year, I need to look at what my profit margin is. If your profit margin's at 40%, which is pretty good, it's higher than average. 30 to 50 is where most stores are, not just in the online realm, but in everything else. So if you want to net $50,000, you have to sell essentially $125,000 worth of inventory. If you're at a 30, and my math probably a little off on that, but if you're at a 30% profit margin, yeah, you're right around there. You're gonna, if you're selling over 100, you have to sell over $100,000 to even net 50 if you're at a normal profit margin. So let's see, Greg, in theory, the perfect reseller should have no active. Yeah, no, exactly. And then that's the other thing. I think Rally Root said that today is if your active listings is 0, and because you've sold everything, that's exactly what you want. And honestly, like, again, it's not to like brag or like not the same thing. Like I've had a higher than average sell rate because I'm being very particular about the items that I'm picking up items that I know sell well. I took a little bit of a gamble on some of my, I can't figure out how to point my finger. Some of my bins purchases because they were smalls and they were so cheap, but I've been very particular about what I'm picking, and it's things I know will sell fast. So I'm selling higher than average on my sell rate. But again, that's not something that would be sustainable if I'm going to be if I wanted to take this full time or even grow in just like a normal growth standpoint. You're going to have to have a balance of items that have a lower and higher profit margin, and get a balance there. So I would say it's really just about what your goals are. And I think having defined goals is super important in whatever you're doing. If it's reselling, again, what do you want to do with reselling? Do you want to just have it be a hobby that you make, a couple $100 extra a month? Like for me, I've been averaging about $400, $300 to $400 extra a month, which, is an extra, what am I talking about? It's an extra, like $4,000 a year, like for not spending that much time on it. Again, that's I'd like to grow that a little bit. But if I can get to the point where I'm making an extra $1,000 a month, like that's cool. But I have to define what that is. And I have to say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. And this is how I want to get there. And then work towards that. And don't come, and like, I think, Drew was on my live last week, and we had a really good conversation about it. You were there, and it's about comparing yourself to like other people. Like a lot of us can get caught up with that. So like if you ask me, like my business model works for me and for what my goals are, and somebody else's business model like might work for them. Again, if it's that same way, like if you want to, not only what your goals are, but everybody's path to that goal is going to be different. If you're trying to, and that's the thing, is that it just depends on time. Like for me, I would rather, if I want to make $1,000, I'd rather sell either 1,000. I want to take the path of least resistance. So I want to sell one $1,000 item, or I want to sell 10 $100 items. So yeah, Greg's exactly on it right there. Exactly. Yeah. So again, if you can sell one $1,000 item, that's great. But realistically, finding the $1,000 item is hard unless you are in a niche that kind of operates in there. But again, you're talking about Ryan and Allie and Ryan Roots. Like if you watched his video, like he talked about it in his thing today, somebody asked the question of what was your highest priced vintage shirt that you sold? and it was the mask shirt that I think he sold for, it was $1,400, but he bought the shirt for $1,200. So he spent $1,200. So he spent $1,200 to make $200, which is not a bad. That's still a good buy, especially if you can do it quickly. But he had to, so a $1,400 sale at that point. That's not even. That's a, what is that, a 15% profit margin? So again, it's going to look different for everybody, and it's going to look so. And that's the thing too, is that like if you have 1,000 listed items, but they're all only priced 10% higher than what you paid, even when you sell those thousand items, you're going to make less than somebody with 500 listings that has a 25% profit margin. Even that person's going to make more than you because the cost of the cost of acquiring the goods was less. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is that the eBay fee on that's going to be 13%. You're talking, like $170. So like it really just depends on like, it was great that he was on, like, that they're on, like, I do like watching them because they're very honest about those things, even though, again, and we all do this in our videos, that we post a title and it's, we try to be as honest as we can later, even though the title might be a little bit clickbaity. But I'm okay. I do a lot of like business and finance stuff. Like that's all. That's kind of I'm in business administration, and in my kind of career, I handle the back end stuff. A lot of like profits and loss and all those different things. So like that is my language that I speak. So it's, there's a lot of, again, just back to the point that, to go back to your question, even though we've kind of been rambling on, Conroe, but it's going to look different for everybody. It's going to look, it's going to look different. So like if you only have 10 listings, but you're okay with that, then there's nothing wrong with being okay with that. If you want to have 100 listings, then there's a bunch of different ways that you can get there. If I really wanted to have 100 listings right now, I can walk up and down my house and in my garage, and I got stuff that I can pull out of drawers, and I can get things listed. But that, I'm the goals that I have is the biggest bang for the buck that I can get. So like selling a $5 item from a drawer that I have is less worth my time than selling like all these shoes. So like all the shoes that I got today, that I listed today, they weren't the best. I mean, as far as like the color, like they're good shoes, like they're Asics, they're good shoes, they're colorways. I listed all of these, so I paid $6.99 for these, and I'm listing them for $29.95 plus shipping. So after fees and everything like that, I'm probably going to make like $18 to $20 per pair of shoes on here, because I'm having the buyer pay the shipping. I take out my buy cost, minus the 13% fees. And, so I'm trying to stick with items personally that have a $30 to $50 average sale price. And I'm trying to stick around a 40% profit margin, because again, that's just that's how I'm feeling it as realistic. When I first started, I actually had a 60% profit margin, again, because I was being even more specific about the items that I'm purchasing. So yeah, it's gonna look different for everybody. Yeah, Josh has a new video out today. Rowley Roots has a new video out today. Like I said, I have a new video. I have a video that I recorded my first trip for the bins. I'll be posting tomorrow. So if you're looking for something to watch, feel free to check that out. Let me kill this light over here so I can save some energy. And it is now 20 minutes past 11 o'clock. A little longer than I had planned on, a lot longer, about an hour and 20 minutes longer, but I really appreciate everybody being here and hanging out. Like I said, I'm going to try to do this every week, every Monday after Joey and Drew, just to give us a little bit, kind of be the late show, as it were. Give us somewhere to hang out, try to list some more items, chat, and get us all to share everything. My wife is telling me to go to bed in the chat. Thanks, hon. I am going to go to bed. I need to get up for work tomorrow. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Everybody who's stuck it out with me the whole time and hung out and chatted. You guys have been great. I will catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you later. Yes, I'm the late show. Late show. We'll go with that. Have a good night, everybody.